Hey there, folks! Welcome to another exciting episode where we explore the latest trends in technology and digital culture. Today, we're diving into the wild world of Chinese apps, specifically TikTok and rednote. These apps have taken the digital world by storm, each in their unique way. You know, those apps your kids are obsessed with, the ones they can't seem to put down even at the dinner table, the ones constantly draining your data plan? Yeah, those apps. It's like they're glued to their screens, and your data bill just keeps climbing. Now for the uninitiated, and yes, we mean you, Grandma and Grandpa. TikTok lets users create and share short videos. It's a platform where creativity knows no bounds. Rednote might not be a household name yet, but it's gaining traction as a note-taking app. It's designed to help you organize your thoughts and ideas seamlessly. Think of it like a digital notepad but with fancy features. Sounds harmless, right? However, it's more than just a simple note-taking tool. rednote is revolutionizing the way we take notes. With features like collaborative note-taking and cloud synchronization, it's perfect for students, professionals, and anyone who needs to stay organized. rednote's advanced features make it ideal for brainstorming and creative projects. It's more than just a place to jot down ideas, it's a platform for innovation. Here's the thing about these apps, they're free. And as the old saying goes, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. See, these apps collect a ton of data about you. We're talking your location, your contacts, even the stuff you type but never post. Now, some data collection is expected, but the concern with TikTok and rednote is where this data ends up and how it's used. Remember, these apps are developed by Chinese companies, which brings us to our next point.
rednote, that seemingly innocuous note-taking app, has some security experts sounding the alarm. Why? Because it requests access to a laundry list of permissions on your device, some of which seem unnecessary for a simple note-taking app. Think about it. Why does a note-taking app need access to your microphone or your camera roll? It's enough to make you wonder if they're taking notes on your conversations or compiling a highlight reel of your most embarrassing photos.
Okay, so maybe you're not scribbling state secrets in your rednote app, but what about TikTok? It's all fun and games until someone's collecting data on your dance moves, right? Well, here's the thing, TikTok has already been caught red-handed collecting data on its users, including children. They even got slapped with a hefty fine from European regulators for violating privacy laws. So, while those dance challenges might seem harmless, the potential consequences of all that data collection are no laughing matter. Now, we're not saying all Chinese apps are bad, but here's the deal. Chinese companies operate under different rules than companies in other parts of the world. The Chinese government has broad powers to access data held by these companies. This means that any data you share with TikTok or rednote could potentially end up in the hands of the Chinese government. And that, my friends, is a whole different level of creepy.
Exploiting your every tap. The strategic value of your data. In today's digital age, every tap, swipe, and click you make on your devices is being recorded and analyzed. This data is not just a collection of random actions, it is a treasure trove of information that can reveal a lot about you. From the apps you use to the websites you visit, every digital footprint you leave behind is valuable. You might be thinking, so what if the Chinese government knows I like cat videos and can't dance? Well, here's the thing, your data is valuable. It's not just about your taste in videos or your dancing skills, it's about the patterns and behaviors that can be inferred from your online activities. This data can be used to build a detailed profile of you, your interests, and your habits. Companies and organizations can analyze this information to understand what makes you tick. They can predict your future actions, preferences, and even your vulnerabilities. For instance, if a company knows you are interested in fitness, they might target you with ads for gym memberships or health supplements. This information can be used for targeted advertising, sure, but it goes beyond that. Your data can be used to shape your opinions and perceptions. By showing you content that aligns with your interests and beliefs, companies can reinforce your existing views and even sway your opinions on certain topics. But it can also be used for more nefarious purposes like spreading misinformation. Misinformation can be tailored to target specific groups of people, making it more believable and harder to detect. This can lead to the spread of false information and create confusion and mistrust among the public, or identifying individuals who might be susceptible to propaganda. Propaganda can be used to manipulate people's beliefs and actions, often for political or ideological purposes. By analyzing your data, organizations can identify your weaknesses and use them to influence you in subtle ways. Because TikTok and rednote's parent company is based in China, the companies must cooperate with Chinese government intelligence efforts when requested. This means that all user data is effectively a resource for Beijing. Rednote integrates with third-party analytics platforms like Google Analytics and Supabase, which exposes user data to a larger network and increases the risk of breaches and unauthorized access. Rednote incentivizes users, including military personnel, with financial rewards for creating engaging content. This encourages oversharing of potentially sensitive information and turns military members into unwitting sources of intelligence. The Communist Chinese Party, or CCP, can use the data to analyze U.S. military readiness and gain an advantage in potential conflicts. This includes tactical advantages and psychological operations aimed at demoralizing troops. In the wrong hands, your data is a powerful tool. It can be used to exploit your vulnerabilities, manipulate your decisions, and even control your actions. Protecting your data is not just about privacy, it's about safeguarding your autonomy and freedom in the digital world.
In today's interconnected world, navigating the digital landscape can feel like walking through a minefield. But don't worry, we're here to guide you through it. Okay, so we've scared you enough. Now let's talk solutions. It's not all doom and gloom. There are practical steps you can take to safeguard your digital life. Here are a few things you can do to protect yourself. Read the fine print. Yes, those terms and conditions are long and boring, but they tell you exactly what data an app is collecting and how it's being used. Limit app permissions. Don't give apps access to information they don't need. For instance, does your note-taking app really need to know your location? Probably not. By limiting permissions, you reduce the amount of personal data that apps can access. This is a simple yet effective way to protect your privacy. Always be cautious about what permissions you grant to apps. Use strong passwords. This one seems obvious, but it's crucial. A strong, unique password can help protect your accounts from unauthorized access. Avoid using easily guessable passwords like password. Instead, use a combination of letters, numbers, and special characters. Consider using a password manager to keep track of your passwords. This way, you can have strong, unique passwords for all your accounts without having to remember each one. A strong, unique password can help protect your accounts from unauthorized access. Consider alternative apps. There are plenty of great apps out there that aren't based in China. Be aware that every piece of data you share contributes to a larger picture. Be very careful about sharing information that could reveal details about military operations, personnel, or locations. Be cautious of financial incentives that may encourage you to share too much. Consider whether the rewards are worth the risk. If you are a member of the military, be aware that sharing details about your work could jeopardize your oath to protect American interests. Be aware that your data could be shared with a network of third parties. Be wary of the privacy policies of any app and know that the app has the potential to share your data with many different companies. Do your research and choose wisely. Look for apps that prioritize user privacy and have good reviews. Don't just download the first app you see. Take the time to find one that meets your needs and respects your privacy. By following these tips, you can navigate the digital minefield with confidence. Remember, your digital security is in your hands. Stay informed, stay cautious, and stay safe.
Talking to your family, keeping everyone safe online. Data security isn't just about protecting yourself, it's about protecting your loved ones too. Talk to your kids about the risks of sharing personal information online. Explain why it's important to be careful about the apps they use and the information they share. After all, a little digital literacy can go a long way in keeping everyone safe.
Staying informed, staying safe. The takeaway. Look, the digital world is a complex place. There are risks everywhere you look. But by staying informed, being mindful of your digital footprint, and taking steps to protect your data, you can minimize the risks and enjoy all the good stuff the internet has to offer. And that's our show. Stay safe, stay frosty, and protect yourselves out there, folks. And remember, when it comes to your data, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Please like this video if the content was helpful.